Good afternoon, everyone. It's Louise here from Eleanor Grace. Just doing a little update video on the Maximalist stitch along. So as you know, our Maximalist theme is, more of everything, more colour, more texture, cramming your piece full of stitching. I haven't had an awful lot of time because I have been busy, and I will be talking a bit about what I've been doing. On another video, but I have started a new one, as well as the one that I was in progress with. So as you may remember, this one I had started with, and I hadn't made an awful lot of progress, but I pretty much finished this one. I've just got to fill a little space here, and then I'm going to dot some more French knots in the middle there. I've used obviously different types of couching here. So I've couched with really bright contrasting threads, which hopefully you can see if I zoom in a little bit more. And then I've got these light sort of shades to sort of brighten up and pick out some of the darker ones. And I decided to start another one because I had a couple of days away on a lovely course, and that was on well, I had two actually, on gold work and on silk ribbon embroidery. Yes, my brain just dropped out there again. So I wanted to come back, and I felt like I wanted to do a new project, but something I already had half started. As you can see, I've used this thinner sort of linen, which is fine, but it has sort of puckered up at the edge here. I'm not actually really worried about this, although this is the front of my piece. What I'm going to do is try and cover this area as much as possible. I'll probably trim back a little bit, but it's definitely easier with the thicker linen, I will say, if you haven't already got started, or if you want to get started on a new one. What I've done here is not dissimilar to this one. I've decided I wanted to do these spider web stitches again, because I just think they look so so nice on the other piece. And in fact, I've done it in what turns out to be a similar colour, although this one is actually pink and purple. This one is just a dark purple. I've also done a sort of leaf stitch, so almost like a small fishbone stitch, which I had done on the other, something similar on the other piece. And then I decided I'm going to do some of my beloved bullion. I do love bullion. I thought, do I want to do bullion roses? But I felt that these stood out so much that actually to have another thing that was really big would actually be too much. So I decided I would do what I do with bullion stitches, which is sort of work them in a circle around each other. But I would just do three. So I'd just do three wrapping around each other in various different directions, and that's with this lovely thread here. So this is once again is my favorite. It's paint box threads, and it's just this lovely mixture of these purples, mauves, pinks, and so it comes out slightly different every time. You look like you've got different colorways, but it's just the way the variegation works. So then I've started filling in, and again on this one I decided I really enjoyed this little stitch that we used in the Sashiko stitch along, and it's just 4 stitches into the center. I used it on this piece as well, but I used it in very, very fine cotton pearl 12, so it doesn't stand out quite so much here. I thought I would do it in the cotton pearl 8, which really stands out nicely in these colours, and these are the colours for this particular one I'm working on here. There's that lovely purple that I've done the spider web in, and the variegated. I've also got some of this beautiful purple and sort of a little bit of sort of bluey green, and that's a lovely thick sort of one for couching. Now what I think I'm going to do with that is do some French knots. I'm not actually going to couch on this one because it's already got so much on there. I think we will be overwhelmed with adding couching in as well. So I'm going to add a few little highlights with the bright pink. and may well do some little mini versions of these in the pink as well, just to give it a bit of light and shade, if you like, in terms of depth. And then I will be moving on down this piece, and I will be carrying on with this one. What I did before I went away, I have to tell you this because it's a terrible thing, isn't it, for a crafter? You get everything set up and you picked your colours and you started and you're all raring to go, and then you go away and you're busy and you're sort of getting everything ready. What I did is I accidentally put back in my stash box this green, and then it took me ages to work out which green it was that I had put away. So I think I've got it right, but I'm going to double check that. Please do make me feel better in the comments and tell me of anything mad that you've done. I was so busy about getting ready to go away that I thought, I better just tidy all this up. And of course, this had fallen off the pile for the ones I was packing into my bag. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the same one. So I'm going to carry on with this and hope for the best. We will soon see. But also, I just wanted to let you all know the update for the next part of the stitch along. So next weekend, there will not be a video. So I am going to continue with my stitching. It will give me time to get through the stitching of this. But if you are already at a point where you have completed and you want to move on, I will talk over now briefly how to put it together for you to finish up. But I will talk about it in more detail, and so if that isn't helpful for you right now, don't worry about it. We will go through it again. So let me just get my original one out so I can show you, and I think I will use this one with the thicker linen because it's a bit easier to maneuver. Now, as you remember, we had our we had marked out our 2 lines here where we are going to fold, and hopefully you remember that there are different directions. So last time I said you may even want to stitch on a temporary arrow to say that you need to do certain areas in certain orientations. So for instance, this is the front flap, so this piece here, and that obviously is worked with that showing in that way. So this is the top and that's the bottom. But if you then construct it, you can see that you're flipping these pieces, so they were flip orientation. So the piece behind will be worked with this at the top, and then this piece will be worked with this as the top. So as I say, you may want to just stitch on a little temporary arrow and take it out when you've finished working in that section, just to make it, if you have a particular orientation. Sometimes with things like this it doesn't matter too much, but you want to be having it fit like that, so it should be going in the right directions. So once you've finished all of your stitching, as I say, this is a very brief one of this. So once you've finished all of your stitching, and I'm just going to grab some material to show you. So this is the material I used for the inside of mine. I would say do, obviously, I mean, preaching to the converted with crafters, but this wouldn't be necessarily great for that because the colours are not right. Do try and look into your colours here and pick something that is going to coordinate or contrast nicely, something that's maybe, I'm tempted to go for something in this bright pink because, as with the felt here, it's just really zingy, isn't it? And it's not me normally, so I think that's really, really exciting. But all you would do is you would obviously measure out a piece of fabric. What I usually do is pin it onto the fabric and cut it out, just very simply. So I would just cut out a piece of fabric to that dimension, and then you want to stitch it together. Now maybe you just want to stitch it together very simply, and obviously you already have this fold in the bottom here, so that's quite nice and secure. What you have also is the edges here, but you obviously don't want to sew that up completely you just want to sew these edges here. To keep it very simple, that's what I did. You can decide what sort of stitch you want to do. I would say something secure would be best. So what I did was a blanket stitch to these two edges here. Now obviously you will have already sewn your fabric on. I would recommend just doing what I did was just doing a simple running stitch around the edge to actually secure the fabric on. And once the fabric backing is on, literally you are just putting a piece together and then you're just stitching up these two sides here. Okay, I will go into more detail, and I will go into these beads and the application of those in the next session. So as I say, this is a whistle stops tour for those who are actually all ready to start stitching up. If you're not like me, then obviously you have a fortnight from today in which you can complete yours, or obviously if you're watching it afterwards on catch up, if you like, on my channel, then you've got as long as you like to finish it. But I'm going to be in a position with these in the next couple of weeks, hopefully with at least one of these, to stitch it up live with you. I do have a lot going on, so I'm not going to say any more in the video here, but this is a great time to join my my special sort of group of members on YouTube, because what I'm doing over the next couple of weeks is going to create lots and lots of content. So for my members, you are going to get so many exclusive little clips and information about what I'm doing. It's very exciting, but I don't like to talk too much on the group generally about this until it's done. But the members, so if you wanted to join, I will do a link on my Facebook group to my membership. Only costs a few pounds for a month. You get access to extra content, you get access to lots of extra videos, and as I say, this month in particular is going to be a bonanza one. You are going to get lots and lots of extra content, and it's, hopefully you'll find it quite inspiring and exciting, as I do. And there are also workshops on there from the past few months which you all have access to, and joining as a member really supports me. As you know, I provide a lot of content for free, but I like to ensure that I look after my members and that they get extra content as well. So that really helps me provide more for everybody. So please do think about joining up. And as I say, this is probably one of the absolute best months to join up, because you will get to see and hear everything first. And in fact, a lot of the content I won't probably share. I will share snippets of it with the group, but afterwards, but you're not going to get it all as the members on YouTube will. So I think that's it for today. So as you can see, I've got a lot of work ahead of me. I've got a lot to stitch, and I hope you're enjoying this along with me. And I'd love to see your pieces on the group, and I love to see you, and you can share on here, in the comments or in the community section what you've been doing. And thank you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye.